Are Chaos Warriors of Khorne with dual weapons any good? The question is not if they're good. This is like the minion stereotype. You have one job. The one job of the dual weapons is the efficient, speedy destruction of enemy infantry and general targets, to slay them faster than your regular Chaos Warriors. They can do this, so they are good. Are they good enough? That is the deeper question. Please like, subscribe, comment, and consider donating through my Ko-fi page. This computer's new M2 NVMe drive is thanks to your donations, and it will help production. It will only get better from here. Thank you. Now, the key differences from the normal version is that the melee defense is 33 instead of 39, charge bonus is 32 instead of 20, and the weapon strength jumped from 36 to 52, with a split of 39 base and 13 armor piercing. Melee attack is identical at 36. Frenzy applies, boosting melee attacks by 10 and the damage numbers and charge bonus by 10%. Of course, that means on the charge you're double dipping for a goodly increase in initial damage. Hit points, 110 armor, and crucially 28 speed remain the same. In other words, this unit is specialized at doing extra damage to targets, particularly less armored opponents. I mean, the armor piercing is still 3 points higher by default, but that abstract representation accounts for both axes wailing away. They're not actually attacking faster. So, these units are not much better at killing fellow Chaos Warriors. On the other hand, Empire Swordsmen, Lizardmen Skinks, they truly have something to fear. Saurus Warriors are somewhere in the scaly middle. The more armor, the less efficient the dual weapons are, but the armor needs to be quite high for them to feel like they're not doing their job. There's one more factor to take into consideration. This unit has a bonus versus infantry of 5. Now, if you've seen my chariot videos, you'll understand that this is a paltry, tiny bonus compared to the chariots. However, the chariots are making up for having only 4 models on Ultra. This unit has 100 models. Each of those models is doing an extra 5 melee attack and extra damage to infantry, lopsided towards base damage. That makes them more efficient killers. It's the cumulative effect that adds up. With no XP chevrons, that means 46 from Frenzy, 51 against regular melee units, and then of course you add your buffed up charge bonus. Obviously, this unit has serious weaknesses when fighting large opponents, or armored opponents, or combinations of the two. Reiksguard would be an annoying foe, as one easy example. It's not that the Chaos Warriors will fall easily, but their special sauce is meant to shred infantry. So where does that leave them? Here's the thing. Your regular Chaos Warriors are just fine as anvils, but their missile block chance isn't any better than Orc boards. At that point in the campaign, you should have enough going on that your forces aren't being shot to pieces just to reach the front lines. They'll take a few arrows and they'll be fine. Once engaged in melee, all the advantages belong to the dual weapons variant. In general brawls against infantry, they'll tend to come out on top, since 51 to hit before any XP ranks is pretty good to start with. And when they hit, they'll tend to hurt. You're never losing damage versus the regular variant, so your cost of giving up the regular ones to go all dual weapons and halberds in whatever mix feels best to you is basically minimal to none. You lose next to nothing and you gain a lot in fights. The long-term weakness is really the melee defense. Finally, as a tactical matter, you have a lot of stuff in the roster that helps with infantry in particular, but the dual weapons are what you really want to slam into a line of halberdiers and shred it to pieces. These units have high melee defense and tend to be annoying in how they can tar pit you. A pretty high melee attack and tons of damage are direct counters. Yes, when they hit, the armor piercing will hurt, but that's where offense really is the best defense. Add on top of this the faster, heavier parts of your army and whatever buffs lords and heroes and army abilities bring to the table, and you have the makings of a proper killing machine at work. In the end, dual weapons are good, but they're good not just for getting these jobs done, period. They are getting these jobs done faster. That means hitting your army abilities faster. That means getting that plus 24 melee attack in a fat radius faster. That means killing more things faster. This is part of how Khorne snowballs in a fight. Best of all, the cost genuinely is not crazy, so you can still afford other parts of your overall force. Take care, and have fun getting some blood for the Blood God.